Feeling my way through the darkness, guided by a beating heart. I can't tell where the journey will end, but I know where to start. They tell me I'm too young to understand. They say I'm caught up in a dream.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I come to you with an issue that is happening right in front of our eyes. Dating has been changing and the chivalry is being lost. What me and my team will do is look into the reasons why this is happening and do some research to prove our points. We will look into what it was like then, what it is now, and how that change happened. We will first look at what it was like in the past.
Hello? Oh?
Oh, hi, Linda. This is Eddie Williams. I wanted to know if you'd like to go out to dinner with me Saturday.
Saturday? I'd love to go.
Swell. Pick you up about 7 then?
I'll be ready.
Fine. Goodbye.
Bye.
The gentleman holds the door for the girl and lets her precede him into the restaurant. They both go to the hat check stand where it is proper, if the girl desires, for her to check her coat. Or she can keep her coat and drape it over her chair back after she is seated. You wait at the entrance of the dining room for the hostess to guide you to your table. The hostess goes first, then the girl, and the man follows. Usually the hostess will indicate the chair that provides the most desirable view for the girl. Your escort will take care of the check, leaving a tip for the waitress equal to perhaps 15% of the bill.
What you just saw was how a typical date would go in the past, with the guy calling up the girl, taking her to a nice dinner, and being very polite in the process, by opening doors, pushing in her chair, and paying for the bill. We will now go to Alexis Bielski for her interview of her grandma. It is interesting what her grandma has to say, as she is from the 1960s.
In interviewing my grandma over Thanksgiving break, I asked her how she thought dating has changed over time. She went to college in the 1960s, and she said that every week the person that you would go out with changed unless you were going steady with someone. On dates, she loved to dress up in heels and a dress, and the man would always pay for her. Her parents wouldn't let her leave the house until the guy introduced himself and answered a few questions. She said that she only went to college to be well-rounded and to meet a man.
What we will do now is take a look at how dates are today in age.
No emotions, just sex.
You don't remember my name, do you?
Let's remember, where are you?
Yeah. Don't write that.
Maybe we should establish ground rules.
No lying, no jealousy. I think monogamy goes against our basic biology.
Go hook up with someone else.
You're kidding. Okay, I'm gonna call every girl in my phone.
You are such an overachiever.
Thank you.
As you just saw, the current ways of dating are a lot less formal and a lot about sex. In the past, sex was saved for marriage, but not so much today, which is unfortunate. Now, we will begin the explanation of why we believe the dating process has changed so much. The main reason dating has changed so much is because of social convention. Now, what social convention is generally accepted standards or norms often taken the form of a custom. For example, if I see other people doing one thing, I am more inclined to act like them in order to fit in. Under social convention, we have the two most powerful reasons dating has changed: the morals of men and women, and technology. We will first take a look at the morals of men, as team member Ray Wright talks about his findings.
In earlier times, saving sex for marriage was much more common. It was also a lot more religious. Now, finding someone special is less important for competitive men who would rather score in sexual intercourse. In an experiment by Laura Cray and Michael Hasselhun, it was found that men would rather defend their masculinity by lowering their morals than find a nice girl. Alcohol is also a big factor of why this is happening. College students tend to drink and then proceed to find a hookup for the night. But to defend the male gender, it's not all our fault.
He had some good points there, and he was right. It's not all the male gender's fault. Women have also lowered their morals because of social convention. I chose to interview my grandma, and what she had to say was interesting. I quote, "I remember when a girl in my class was treated badly by a guy, and we would all shun him for weeks to teach him a lesson. No one treated me or my friends with disrespect. Nowadays, when girls are treated badly, they are more easily accepting of the possibility that something is wrong with them and change to make the men happy. This is a perfect example of how social behavior has been altered by social convention. The change is apparent when one of my friends, who wishes to remain anonymous, told me, I quote, "I recall a specific incident when I overheard a guy tell his friends that I was a prude. It made me really sad, but I decided to put out for him to make him like me more." This is a perfect example of how girls lower their morals to make guys like them more. And it's not all the guy's fault.
Dating has evolved into a much less formal act throughout the years, and technology is a big part of the reason why. Online dating has become extremely popular. Before, a person would hardly know anything about the other until they talked to him or her and learned about them. Now people can Facebook stalk. Therefore, people should be careful with what they're sharing over technology because, according to Match.com, 48% of women and 38% of men say that they research someone online before they go out with them. All of this research of the person of interest helps eliminate the awkwardness of first getting to know your date. Also, now you can quickly send a text to hang out, which is much easier and less formal.
She brings up some interesting points. Technology can be used both for good and for bad, but you just have to be wise. Also, be aware of the dangers of technology, including nude pictures, dirty texts, and the loss of communication skills. So we have seen that social convention has changed morals and technology has changed behavior. As of now, it isn't looking too good for our generation. Since the 1920s, intimacy and commitment have only been further separated. Although cultural norms suggest that men will always do the asking, Match.com polling reports that now just over a third of women say that they would make the first move. Not your everyday dating process. Or is it? I'll leave you with one final thought. It isn't up to me, nor just one of you, but if we could all direct our actions toward those of earlier days, we can bring back the chivalry and restore pure dating. Now, enjoy these funny clip art pictures. Have a good day, and thank you very much.
So I hear it all the time when girls are like, yeah, like, can you believe it? He didn't even reach for his wallet. Then we all know, like, if we don't pay, we ain't getting any.
Make me your radio and turn me up when you feel low.
Turn it
This
up a little bit.
melody was meant for you. So
right
sing
there.
along to my stereo.
Q-Class Heroes, baby. If I was just another dusty record on the shelf, would you blow me off and play me like everybody else? If I asked you to scratch my back,
It's so nice to spend time just you and me.
I know. This is great.
You know, I feel like... Did you just check the game on your phone?
What? No. What am I, like some kind of summoner who can just summon footage to his phone like that? Come on.
I guess I'm just a little oversensitive. It's just that you and I...
Yes.
and know my heart's a stereo, the only place for you.
My heart's a stereo. It beats for you, so listen close. Hear my thoughts in every note.
Come on.
Make me your radio and turn me up when you feel low. This melody was meant for you, so sing along to my stereo.
Let's go! If I was an old school 50-pound boombox, would you hold me on your shoulder wherever you walk? Would you turn my volume up in front of the cops and crank it higher every time they told you to stop? And all I ask is that you don't get mad at me.